Alright, hello everyone. So thanks for coming to our meeting about the limited face-to-face classes. As we all know, over 10,000 public and private schools have so far been open and allowed to resume to limited face-to-face classes, and our university is also one of them. So since we are coming back to school, we'd like to discuss what are the things that needs to be done. So, Mr. Sabanal, do you have any things to share?
Yes, Mr. Mondihar. Face coverings. The use of face coverings, including homemade mask, scarf, bandanas, or handkerchief, helps to minimize risk to the wearer and those around them. Face coverings are not substitute for physical distancing.
Alright, thank you so much for your opinion, Mr. Sabanal. Mr. Trinidad, do you have something to share to us?
Yes, Mr. Mondehar. I think hand hygiene. Frequent hand hygiene, hand washing is one of the most important action an individual can take preventing the spread of COVID-19. Hand washing should occur after touching anything in public area, using the restroom prior eating, and after touching one's face or blowing one's nose.
Alright, so it is important to
That's all,
cover.
Mr. Mondehar.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Mr. Trinidad. So it is very important to cover your mouth or nose if you are going to cough, so that the droplets will not spread. Alright, thank you so much for that opinion, Mr. Mondihar. Mr. Ratcho, do you have some things to say?
Yes, Sir Mundiar. Physical distancing, maintaining space between yourself and others is a best practice and is one of the best tools to avoid exposure to COVID-19. People can spread the virus without being sick or knowing they are sick. So it is important to maintain physical distance from others whenever possible, even if they do not have symptoms. Physical distancing is required on USM main campus and in satellite location to limit exposure to COVID-19 and slow its spread. Everyone campus should follow this physical distancing practice. Stay at least 3 feet from others, about arm's length at all times.
Yes, thank you so much for that item, Mr. Ratcho. So it is very important to keep ourselves distance to everybody else so that we can prevent the spread of COVID-19. Very good idea. Mr. Lariosa, do you have something to share?
Yes, I have something to share. So, the very important for going to school is that you need to bring your requirements like vaccines, ID, because it represents that you are fully vaccinated and immunized from the virus.
That is also true, no? So, having yourself vaccinated is better than having yourself in hospital and then finding a cure, because prevention is always better than cure, and so that you can never experience the COVID-19 pandemic. That's correct. So, Mr. Villanueva, do you have something to share to us?
Yes, Mr. Mundia. The correct hand washing technique is as follows. Wet hands, apply soap and thoroughly rub hands together for at least 20 seconds.
Roughly.
Be sure to clean under fingernails and in between all fingers. After thoroughly rinsing, use a paper towel when available to dry hands. Use the same paper towel to turn off the faucet and to turn the door handle in public restrooms upon exiting. If a paper towel is not available, use an elbow to turn off the faucet and to activate the accessible door to exit the restroom. If soap and water are not available, use hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol and rub into hands until dry. That's all, Mr. Mundihar.
Yeah, that is very important to not use your hands, no? If even if turning on the faucet or turning it off, on a public restroom because everyone is using it and you don't know if the person has any viruses with them, so it is very important to do that. And so you also need to bring some necessities like alcohols, face mask as an extra because disposable face mask can only be used for up to 8 hours, and also for the washable face mask we cannot guarantee that it is very safe. Since we already have been gone to the school, do you have any experiences that you would want to share, everyone? Mr. Samanal?
Uh, yes, Mr. Mondihar, I experienced to go to our campus is um, the campus is needed by our operation, like we we bring our vaccination card, and also we have to do fill up while we entered the campus, and for go to laboratory, we must wear our face mask and bring extra mask and alcohol.
Yes, that is correct. So I also have experienced that, and our laboratory classroom is a enclosed area, and there are no fresh air that can get in and out through it. So that is correct, Mr. Sabanal. Mr. Villanueva, do you have any experiences that you would want to share when going into our campus?
Ano po nila, Bisayaon lang pre.
Yeah, that's okay.
Kuan lang pre, kanang akong na-experience sa kana pre. Ang ako lang na-experience sa eskwelahan pre, kanang magkinalan yun magdag ID, vaccine card yun, para makasud sa campus. Nya, ang sa kuan pod sa atong laboratory, kinalan yun mag coverall. Mara to pre.
Yeah, thank you so much for the experience, Mr. Villanueva. Mr. Lariosa, for you, for your own opinion, why do you think it is very important to bring the vaccination card and be vaccinated when we are going back to face-to-face classes?
Um, for my opinion, it is very important to bring our vaccination cards, so that people will know that we have um, like extra guidance, like kanang natay mag strong na atong na immune na atong body sa virus.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Mr. Lariosa. So it is very important to get vaccinated because that will help us to become very ano, immune to the virus itself, because COVID-19 is a very strong and powerful virus that can damage your pulmonary organs, and it will definitely kill people if they are not going to be vaccinated and if they are going to be sick with COVID-19. Mr. Trinidad, do you have any experiences that you would want to share when going into our campus?
Yes, Mr. Mondihar, we need to bring our ID and vaccine card to get inside the school, and also bring alcohol and face masks to prevent COVID-19 spread. That's all.
Yes, thank you so much for that, everyone. So it is very important to also follow the safety protocols, no? Because that is mandated by our IATF, and that mandate is very helpful for us so that we cannot so we can prevent the spread of COVID-19, and so that we cannot have COVID-19 ourselves. So it is very important to follow the rules and regulation, and importantly, wear face mask and bring alcohols and wash your hands every after 30 minutes. So that is all our agenda for today, everyone. So do you have any other things to say?
None so far, sir.
All right, thank you so much for that, Mr. Racho. If that's all, then thank you so much for having our meeting, everyone. Goodbye and thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sige.
Thank you.
Sige,
Thank you, pre.
sige pre, goods na pre. Submit na ko ni pre.